Hey, you're with TheEZGZ. I had a comment left on my homepage, and a person asked me, let me read it to you. Have you done a video about what you'd consider road trip survival items, those things you just can't or shouldn't leave without? Well, I really hadn't considered making a video like that because covers such a huge spectrum of things. It's going to be different for everybody. But let's make an attempt to do a little brief overview. I wished I'd have read that comment or had it when I came back from my road trip and I was unloading my car, because I did carry a lot more things with me on that trip than I needed. But it's always good to have them, right? One of the things I always carry is the Complete Idiot book, and there is a section in here about tools and things to carry and how to use them, and there's a lot of details on how to make repairs. I notice a lot of time for myself, I have a tendency to panic, and it's like the biggest thing when you have an emergency, staying calm. Staying calm, being rational, and really thinking things out. Here's a Climber's Volkswagen Beetle book, 61 to 79, and the reason I like this book, actually a friend of mine gave this to me, is it has color wiring schematics in the back of it. Now, whatever car you have, you don't have to carry the whole book. You can just take this book over to Office Max or one of the stores that has printers, and you can print the schematic for your car, fold it up, put it in the glove box. Here's an old, what is this here? This was is this a Henry Elric? This is one of my, it's kind of like a Bentley book, and it's really got a lot of detailed stuff. All these things came in cars that I had purchased over the years and scrapped out, or, you know, come and gone in my life. And let's take a look out here in the garage. It's going to depend a lot on what kind of car you have. If you've got a dune buggy and you're off-roading, or a Baja, same thing, versus a street vehicle. I think this person was specific about, you know, going on a road trip. What would you have on a road trip? Well, I have extra premium fuel. I have a set of jumper cables. I have a full change of oil. This is oil that has zinc phosphate in it, zinc and phosphates, brake parts cleaner. I have this little cheesy socket set. Here's a flywheel seal, a full set of gaskets, jumper cables. This style of jumper cable, and try to get the best ones you can. Some of these alligator clips are real cheesy. On my old Carmen Ghia, a lot of times, if you have a problem where people pull up next to you and say, hey, did you know your right turn signal's not working, or your right brake light's out? If you consistently have a repeat problem with that, and on these older systems, older wiring electrical systems, that can probably be one of the most troublesome things. Your wipers and lights and turn signals and things like that. This person had taken one of the original wires, black by the taillight, and it was a press-on type of a fitting, and it kept coming off. What he did was splice this onto the wire, and he clipped it on. Now, because of the spring tension, if you've got a good alligator clip, I had that on there. It was on the car when I bought it, and I had the car for 12 years or more, and I sold it. I still had it on there just like it was. A lot of, you know, get these are cheap. These are Harbor Freight, a set of metric tools. Don't carry anything with you that you would be heartbroken if wasn't there when you got back. People are weird. Extra wire, crescent wrenches, screwdrivers, old used spark plugs. Doesn't have to be a brand new set. You're not trying to do permanent maintenance. You're trying to get to some place that you can get some help. If you're going to carry a flywheel seal, you probably ought to carry a flywheel lock. This is a spare. I have one in my regular tools, but I put this in a tool bag. Flashlight, man, that's important anytime, day or night. Here's my split tail screwdriver for pulling those jets out of my Weber and Delardo carburetors. Stuff that works. Here's a special custom made spark plug wrench. I took a socket and I ground the bejesus out of it so that it fits around those high performance dual carb manifolds. It's a lot simpler on a stock intake manifold. You probably don't need a special one, but make sure it's tools that you've used and have confidence in. A little can of WD-40, a file, gosh, just some vice grips. You know, those are just basic essentials in my opinion. Tie wraps, baling wire, duct tape. It's always a standing joke, and it became a joke because that's what people carry, and it's got about a lot of jams. If you've got an IRS suspension, you want to have one of those little special Torx type sockets. Forget there's a special name for that, but anything that's unique to your vehicle. If you have custom wheels on your vehicle and a special lug nut, get some extras. Don't just get the minimum that you need when you order that. Intake manifold gaskets, spare set of points, ignition, the whole ignition thing. Spare spark plug wire. You don't have to carry a full set, but if you put a new set on, throw the old set, pick out the best one. Get the long one because you don't want to come up short on the longest one, number 1 cylinder, but it'll work on number 4 cylinder. You just have extra wire. It's just to get you by. Fuel filters, fuel line, those are things that can be showstoppers when you're out there on the road. I have an entire distributor. This is a used distributor. It's complete. It has the points, the distributor cap, the rotor. I prefer electronic ignition myself. I don't want to deal with points. Heck, even my weed whacker doesn't have points in it anymore. Make sure that you have the bracket on it. And if you have your car timed with this bracket on it, chances are all you're going to have to do is drop this distributor in and rotate the rotor until it goes all the way into the slot, and you're timed and ready to go. You're back on the road. You could put the old distributor back on. This just kind of keeps it complete, and I put things in like a freezer bag like this just to keep the dirt out. A tire inflator, a jack of some sort, even an aluminum floor jack is easy, lightweight now. Plenty of paper towels, jumpers, wire, spare things. This is kind of a screwy thing. You put oil in your car and you forget, leave this sitting on the engine, or put it on the gas pump or something when you're adding oil at a gas stop or something. This can mess you up. There's a lot of crankcase pressure blowing back and forth. So these are crummy. They leak. This is cheap. It's junk. So is a used one. Get a spare. Generator pulley, fan belts, tie wraps. Horn? Are you horny? I think I meant to put that on. A fan belt. Make sure it's a fan belt that fits your setup. Maybe some extra, look at that, some shims. If you lose, I've lost the nut off my pulley one time out in the sand. And we stopped someplace and it was just barely back there hanging on, but the nut was missing. And so I carried extra, every time you have something happen to you, you're going to carry extras. A little shovel. I like this long funnel. It may be ridiculous, but you can put stuff inside there to store it, and putting oil in your car without making a mess has always been an issue with Volkswagens, in my opinion. I have a spare half shaft. This has got CV joints already mounted on both ends, so it's a spare axle, complete. It's bagged, it's ready to go on, and I've got the tool to loosen up the old one, take it off, and put the new one on. I'm running non-stock axles. That's why I do that. So, man, we could just go on and on. It depends on your comfort level. It depends on your past experiences, your breakdowns, your car, where you drive. I think the point of this was survival on a road trip. I think, they're saying going down the interstate. But you have a cell phone, and a tow strap is a good thing to have. With this Volkswagens in particular, it's a conversation starter. Most rest areas I stopped at, some lady walking her dog, smoking a cigarette, would come up to me and want to tell me a story about when she had a Volkswagen, her mom had one, or she remembers these, and just people are friendly. It kind of drops their defenses. I don't know, maybe it's the gray beard and the old car. Let's stay on track here. Those are some suggestions that you might take into consideration for your survival equipment if you're going on a road trip. And again, it's having the little things, the seals, the gaskets, and anything that's unique to your car. Have a spare with you. When you upgrade parts and take things off your car, be it spark plug wires, maybe even an old set of points. If it was running, you don't have to have a lot of money. If it was working before and you replace it with something new and you don't have spare parts, keep the old one. That's how I got all this stuff in my garage. And as time goes on, you're going to forget, was that good or was it bad? If it's bad, get rid of it. Just get rid of it. There's no point in keeping it if it's total junk. But if it still had some life in it, you may want to hang on to it at least for a while till you have confidence that the new part is going to do what it's supposed to do. So hope that helps. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subbing. TheEZGZ out.